we have the first harvest of 2022 from the raspberries. And they have been loving this spring moisture, early summer moisture. They are taller than me now. I'm looking up to them. This first run of raspberries is on last year's growth. They tend to be kind of small and runty and not a huge crop, but still, first fruits, that's always fun. Yo, Ken! Ken!
Soldier! Thank you.
Houston, we got a problem. Somebody's on the wrong side of the fence. And how did we get here? Inquiring minds want to know. So here's what happened. Apparently we had not one, but two fence posts, and that old gate come crashing down. Now, to be fair, I thought they were solid, but to be fair, those are 40-year-old fence posts that Dad put in. Cedar fence posts. I remember he found them up in the forest somewhere, abandoned. And, well, I guess after 40 years they've done their duty. But, yeah, I would have swore, if you asked me yesterday, I said, no, they're on the list, definitely the do list, but I thought those would not be the worst of our problems right now. But what do I know? And the cows get to scratching on posts quite a bit, so that's probably what happened. And then old Tenderfoot come through here and stomped on my little trash can full of some of the smaller electric fence posts in there. And here we are in the timeout room. One of us was a good boy and stayed home. Good boy, yeah. Way to go, Patch, yeah, good boy. One of us, should be sitting on his timeout chair. Sorry I gotta lock you both in while we fix that. You deserve to be out and about and playing, which you never really like to do without your brother, I know. Looky here, speaking of brothers, who is just about as tall or as tall as his brother now? Let's get down here and look. Yeah, I think you're as tall as your brother. Now, you may not be as wide as your brother. So, eat some more and work on that. Here's Griffin doing a little logging. He and Daryl came to visit along with a family of one of Daryl's swimmers who had a local swim meet that was at the regional level. So it was fun to see all of them for a few days. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Nothing like grape leaves. Man, oh man, do we look forward to summer pruning. Moo. Well, let's see, it's the 15th of July. We're right smack in the middle. And the flies are doing really good this year, aren't they, boys? Too bad for old, see all those flies on there? Poor old buddy. Flies are doing good. Green growth on the grapes, doing really good. It's a jungle down there. And we want to make it more like that. So grapes, I don't know how grapes are going to do this year. We'll see. Kind of a mediocre year. It looked good to begin with, but I'm not sure they're all setting very well. You can see there some grapes have set, but some haven't. These look set, but if you look in here, it looks like maybe every fifth or sixth one set. So we'll get some. Other varieties seem to be doing better, and some not as good. Here's a lot that didn't set. But we'll see what we get when we get there. Okay, first day out on the Radke's farm 2022. And since Chris isn't here, I got to do his job. Come back, Chris! So I'm learning how to drive these two tractors. Spread with this one, load with that one, and I'm spreading way down there the sawdust path for people to walk on. It's hard to believe it's been 5 years since John and Sue came out and helped us rebuild this whole side of the deck, the greenhouse, the cover, the deck here that we love so much. It's our favorite part to sit in, under the shade. But it's due for a little maintenance. And this coating that goes on top, it's supposed to be redone at least every 5 years, and it's been 5 years. We had definitely thought we'd get to it a little sooner than that, stay ahead of the schedule, but there's always so much to do. But this year, we're getting it done. And part of what's pushing us is the rest of the deck. The deck stopped right here, right along this white line. And over here, I continued, and I made, I think, a bad purchase for plywood, even though the guy assured me it was good for, doing this, but I got sold a bill of goods. This plywood has thoroughly delaminated and just failed. So what I'm going to do is start taking it up, and I've started by taking up this little section here. We feel like we want to start doing something different from this side over, rather than go with the plywood again out here, which, I mean, whatever we do in today's prices is going to be spendy, but to get a decent plywood that's going to hold up, and then the coating is not cheap, and that's hard to find. So we're thinking of going with Trex decking, something that looks more like this. This is the ramp that was initially plywood and also failed pretty quickly, but I put Trex down in its place, and we've been liking the look of that. So we're thinking of doing this kind of material all the way over to the covering there. And we may get to that this year or we may not. But underneath the plywood we still have the original 2x4 cedar decking. And if we run out of a year to be replacing stuff in, then what I think we'll do is just throw a coat of paint or something over this for the winter and just live with it that way. That's the way it was in the beginning. Now over here what I want to do is I've already primed the edge here. Throw a piece of flashing over that edge now next and screw that down so the water will come up over and down and shed out under the deck and hopefully not touch the edge of the plywood at all. So that's the plan for now. Oh my gosh. I think heaven must look like this. Ripe blueberries. Far as the eye can see. It's about noon on what, the 22nd of July. And I'm just heading in with about my fourth run for the day. For folks that have been picking some berries. There's one of our pickers down there. And yum. This is a little lighter load than usual, but a lot of our pickers went, our first day pickers, young folks that went home already. We got a serenade going on over here. It's a sad song that the boys are singing to Bill over there, who's mowing his lawn. And you see he's got his catcher on there. And whenever the catcher's on, he empties the catcher with the green grass over the fence. So the boys are saying they're ready. And they mean it. More! This is where I weigh in the berries as they come in off the field. And here we have a cart of already sorted and boxed berries ready to go out to customers. Ironically, on the way to work one day, we got behind this machine, which is a mechanical blueberry picker. Unfortunately, I'm standing on the road that goes down to the Radke's, and it didn't stop where we work. Well, I'm out today turning on some sprinkler valves before we go home, just finishing up our day of work at the Radke's. This is their new home that looks out onto the legacy variety of blueberries. They're in this new section, and gosh, just a showcase of a home with a blue roof to go with the blueberries. And we're having nice moderate weather this week after last week in the mid and upper 90s. Today's kind of in the low 80s, very pleasant. Well, we've been working so hard at the blueberry patch, 6 to 8 hours a day, 6 days a week. This is Sunday. We get Sunday off. I've forgotten to look at what's going on at home. So these are Concord grapes that are coming good, coming on strong. Here's a table variety there. I can't remember which kind. Well, howdy there, buddy. How you doing? Yeah. Is it time for me to prune these grapes? I just pruned them a few weeks ago. Look at that. I don't think I could get the mower down through here without pruning them again. Be hard pressed. They're doing pretty good. I left you boys some windfall apples. Oh, I see you found one. Oh yeah. No need to tell Patch about this, huh? Just between you and me? Okay. And I see we have some of our Triple Crown blackberries are coming on, starting to turn. And I hope they're not drying out. I don't think they're getting quite enough water. I should probably rig something up and turn some water on them. This vegetable garden is pathetic with a capital P. The corn is finally reaching a height. Should have been knee-high by the 4th of July. Here we are, what, the 6th or 7th of August. And this is zucchini, believe it or not, in August. Usually in August, I'm running in the other direction from all the fruit they're putting out. So, and we do have some cucumbers coming, and I see some blossoms starting in there. There's some cucumbers, and you'll notice we have a lot of weeds. And not enough hoeing. I see a couple of aromas on there, but they're pretty scrawny. And I see some blossoms coming on the green beans. That might be our best crop this year, assuming we get a little bit more of a, hopefully we get an Indian summer going here, and maybe we'll get some stuff. I'll tell you what's going pretty well are compost pile tomatoes. All these tomatoes here are volunteer coming up out of the compost pile. So obviously this is our most fertile myrtle ground, and I'm gonna bet, I'll place an early bet, I'm gonna bet on all cherry tomatoes, because they tend to grow like crazy and propagate like crazy. If we get any aromas out of there, we'd be real happy about that. All right, I got the edge of the deck all flashed, sealed up, and I am in the process of recoating the deck. And we're switching colors. So this is the new color over here, although it's not quite dry. So check in a little later and we'll show you the dried product. Well, morning, boys. Patch, I think you're as tall as your brother now. What do you all think watching this? Not quite as round as your brother. Buddy, you're a round cow, aren't ya? And Patch, you're our resident Longhorn, all right? Well, as long as it gets around here, hopefully. Moo. So I'm taking a spin in the golf cart around the berry patch, flipping some sprinkler valves just about to turn on, and every once in a while you just got to pull the golf cart over and do a little picking. Nummy, nummy, nummy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Chris. Happy birthday to you. Wah, wah. Yeah,
Yeah.
25. Woo.